to another episode of 5-Star Clover Gaming. Now, we know this isn't exactly gaming, but this is what we do when we're not gaming. We enjoy doing car audio, car repairs, anything we can pretty much get our hands on and tinker with. But today, we're going to be working on my personal car. This is my 2018 Ford Focus ST. It's just an ST1. Today we're going to be utilizing the stock head unit to run my Rockford Fosgate 12. It's got a built-in 300 watt amp, all enclosed into just one enclosure. It's already came pre-packaged, but we're going to be using the stock head unit. So we're going to be using a line out converter, which basically takes your speaker outputs and it converts them into your remote wire and your RCA outputs. It's not a very difficult task. The only thing that's going to make this one a little difficult for this car is there's not any speakers in the very back hatch of the car where the speaker is going to be located. So they're all going to be coming from the doors. So we're going to be working to kind of solve that problem, and we're going to take you step by step through it today and see how all of this kind of stuff turns out. Now, we did do this already with Sean's car here.
2013 Honda Civic Si. Ran it from the stock stereo through the trim of the car to the back through the amplifier, which is underneath the seat, located to the air conditioning duct underneath the seat, which helps keep the amplifier cool. And in the back, we got two 12-inch Memphis speakers. We ran that with a line-out converter through the stock stereo, and it works pretty fine. I will say, though, I'm not going to say you lie, that sometimes we do have an audible noise that comes when you turn the car off. And I think that's because it takes a little bit for the amplifier to turn itself off in the car.
You got to remember, it's coming through the speakers, and nowadays your speakers don't just turn off when you turn off the power. They wait till you open the door. But there is a little bit of a noticeable delay. It's probably about like 3 seconds that it'll finally cut off. It's just kind of a audible noise that comes through, but usually I use, just like he does, an actual physical remote that you can turn down, and it just kind of becomes a habit after a while. When you turn the car off, you just turn that down as well, and that kind of cancels it out.
That and opening the door beforehand just becomes a habit after that.
Yeah, that's true too. True too. All right, guys, well, stay tuned. We're going to get busy on this. All right, guys. I'm going to be starting in here. I'm going to be using a couple of tools. I'm just going to basically, since my amplifier is built into the speaker box, I don't need to put it underneath any seats or anything like that. Plus, mine's a hatchback, so cool air actually reaches the back of the vehicle as well. And plus, those amplifiers that are built in are pretty well insulated, so I don't usually have problems with them. But these are the tools I'm going to be using. I got these at Harbor Freight. These are just some plastic tools that have a bunch of different angles and curves on them. They're basically little plastic pry tools, so you can take off your interior pieces without damaging them. And I'm telling you right now, guys, if you're taking apart an interior, please go get yourself a set of these. I mean, this was like, I think $5 or $6 for this entire set. So just go pick them up. But we're going to keep on pushing through here. We'll break in some audio if I find anything hard or difficult. And we'll kind of break it down for you step by step if anything comes afoot. But yeah, pretty much the rest of the video is just going to be us just kind of hammering away at this and pulling all these trim pieces off. So just stay tuned. Yeah, basically we're just taking these off. These are just little plastic pieces. They're just held in. You need to see. They're just held in by these little pull tabs here. So nothing incredibly difficult about it. You just kind of get your fingers under there a little bit and kind of figure out exactly where they are. And you just want to kind of apply a little pressure right where they are. You don't want to get too far away and put too much stress on the plastic or you crack it. But for the most part, these just pop right out, guys. Pretty easy. So I'll actually take and show you guys here.
Maybe you could disconnect it.
right here is a little valley, and you can see that they already run a lot of your wiring and stuff through this. And you can see your carpet's not really held down by anything. It's just, this is a good rail and little run to actually run all of your wiring. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna come in right in through the door frame here and then run it all the way down, come around this side and all the way through here, basically right back through this piece and into the back hatch area. So that would be a pretty simple task, but we'll see how it goes. This one is the one that goes in between your back seat and your rear pillar there. It comes down between the hatch. I thought it was going to be more of a challenge. I kind of put myself in a challenging position. I didn't realize that this one here. So the bottom half of the seat, if you reach your hand in there, you can just pull it up and the whole bottom part of the seat comes up, and then you can fold that forward. But if you leave that folded back, you can actually access this with that other seat folded up, the bottom half, and it's just one of these little bad boys here. So yeah, reach in there, pull that out first, and you won't have near the problems that I just did. All right, guys, so we did a little research, and this little bugger here does have some clips, and I'm glad I didn't keep prying on it like a dum-dum. Basically what we're gonna do is around this little hole here, like I said, it looks like a little nipple that kind of sticks out, and you got like these little pieces that hold it in place. Well, apparently there's two little clips in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this little 10 mil socket here. We're gonna slide it over that, and then it should just pop right off. Let's see how it works. And there it is. Voila, pops right off. So if you had any troubles with this little bugger here, that is how you get it off, and it just pops right back on.
So what size did you use?
I used a 10 mil, except, sorry, dropped it there. One thing to note about this socket is the 6-point socket will not work. You got to use a 12-point to get the wall thin enough to be able to go around this part that's inside here, but not be stopping you from inside there. If you can see that, see how you got the maximum amount of opening there. The 10 mil is perfect in there. It only took us trying every other socket that we had But 12 point, as you can see, has a lot thinner of a wall on it. So it allows it to slide around that center little nipple that's kind of sticking out of there. So there you go. Good tip for today. We all learned something. That piece is done. Be ripping this out of here right quick, if I can get it out. And then we're gonna keep on trucking forward, guys. Keep following. Word of advice, don't stick your hand underneath the dash with that little dome light down there, or that little floor light, because it'll burn the shit out of your finger. Ow. All right, guys. We're back on camera now. We're trying to do a little research, but also kids get involved too. But we went ahead and did the passenger side of the vehicle. We pulled the trim out on that side, pulled a little bit of trim out up here just to expose enough of the speaker wire that runs out of this back door right here. If you see it down here, you can see that little tube that goes down right there. Yeah, that's your speaker wire and probably some other electronic components too, but we're going to pull the door panel off and see which ones actually go to the speakers, because I need one to the right hand side and one to the left hand side to be able to properly send the entire signal to the subwoofer. So we're going to go ahead and get started on moving forward with the door panel removal. I'm going to be working on this side, and Sean will be kind of silently working over here on this side. Trying to get this door panel off, and we're going to see about getting these speaker wires figured out and getting this thing finished up and buttoned up. All right, let's do this, man. You will see. One second. I'll come help you. Door panel off. On these little things here, just run on the top of it. This little cable here, it's got a little piece right here. Just grab that, pull that back, and then this whole thing lifts up just like this and comes undone. Just a little cable. Works good. Got it. Done with the door panel. Done with it. Now, I know some people don't like these, but I don't care what other people do. This is what I do. I make things easy. You see, instead of clipping wires, and it's actually shout out to Marty from MCM. You just take this little guy here, you grab onto it, and you just pull it apart while the wire is still connected there. And then I can utilize this as my junction and plug my speaker wire into the other part of this. So it's going to be awesome, and I don't actually have to cut the connection of the other wire. So it's going to be great. Now, you guys over here, we're gonna run right through the back in there. There's a rubber grommet behind the glove box. So we are going to take out the glove box.
Yay!
It's gonna be a pretty glorious task. I mean, it's one of my favorite things to do. So to get the glove box off, you gotta take out a couple of screws here. Screw here, and then there's some along this inside here too, down at the bottom. And then apparently there's one on the back side under here.
One time, once, attacked a giant ant. That giant ant didn't like me. I said, screw you, giant ant. But do it or what? That giant ant didn't come back no more. Hear what I'm saying? Hear what I'm throwing out there? Huh?
A little bit's happened. Get the glove box off. Screw here, one there, one under. There's two of them under here, and the ones that are a little harder to find are the ones in the underneath in the back. But if you get under there, you'll see them. It's the only other T25 ones you'll see. It's right on the outside of the light that's down there. It's right on the outside edges of it and straight up, and you'll be able to see it. And then the left-hand side towards the center console of it is just a clip. So you kind of give it a little force, kind of lift up and out, and then the whole thing will slide out. Fairly simple, but there's a rubber grommet around the other side for the main harness to go through. It's got quite a bit of room in there, so I'm going to poke a hole in it, and I'm going to run my wire through. Love this little thing. I pulled the grommet through so that way I can actually see what I'm doing in here and not hit any of these wires. Sorry about that. The camera died for a little bit, so took a little break. I've got everything terminated here. I'm about to heat gun it on, but you guys saw all what we did. All I did was add some extensions here for my power, my ground, and my remote. So that way I can just tuck this little guy away up underneath here so I don't have a whole bunch of cables just sitting around. Yeah, you want to bring them in a little closer. I just crimp them and I use these heat shrink, and then I'll go back and put electrical tape over the heat shrink as well, just to make sure if any of that stuff broke that they don't touch and short each other out. But yeah, I just extended these wires here so that way I can run it all the way up and back through the mats and everything to reach the speaker. I gotta reach the speaker.
Specker wrecker.
Gotta raise that speaker, I tell you.
Yeah, specker.
That speaker. Alright. Speaker fires. Alright, I'm gonna heat shrink these. Still gotta figure out that one.
Whoa.
All right, we should have good ground. Some people may not want to scuff up their paint and stuff, but I really don't care, man. I'm never going to see that crap in there anyway. And I need to make sure it's got a good connection so I don't have to worry about the damn thing. I will probably test it. Oh, no. I'll probably put this back in first. And we'll test it. Shove it away. Good enough for me. All right, now we'll assemble a little bit of this and we'll start putting stuff together. See what it sounds like. I see it on. That's good news.
Right. Well, looks like you did it, sir.
That's how it's done, guys. All right, I mean, I would keep the video going and show you all put it back together, but I think y'all can figure that one out for yourselves. Hey, it's a good time. It's a great day. Got a sub in. That's how you do it in an ST1. Thank you guys for joining us. 5 Star Clover Gaming.
And this is Car Jitsu.